I'm Sage Birchwater, and I'm a writer in the Cariboo Chilcotin. I came here in 1973 and spent 24 years in the Chilcotin area living on a trap line. The Cariboo Chilcotin coast is that it was a region before the arrival of the first Europeans, which was Alexander Mackenzie in 1793 and Simon Fraser in 1808. And the reason was because of the grease trail that went from around Colonial all the way to Bella Coola. And the reason that Mackenzie went that way to find the Pacific Ocean in 1793 was because of the friendship between the interior people of the Chilcotin and the Daquette and the Nuhawk, because it was a trading route that brought ooligan grease to the interior and rawhide, moose hides, buckskin, sopalelli berries and stuff to the west for the people on the coast. So it was an important trading route, and today there's a friendship there that bridges the cultural differences of the interior and the coast. So Chief William was here in 1842 when the first priest, Father Demers, came to the interior of BC, the very first time that he came up here. And he befriended Chief William and stayed in his house and got Chief William to build a chapel over at Missioner Creek, which is just a few kilometers on the other side of the city of Williams Lake, and built a chapel. And they put, I think it was 41 feet by 19 feet, and it had a little fireplace, and they didn't have glass for windows, so they used rawhide. And when Father Demers came to give his first Mass, which was in January, he was dismayed because the dogs had eaten the windows. And I have a quote here of Father Demers: "Oh, vexatious disappointment! Some miserable starved dogs ate our windows. We had to set traps to catch several guilty ones and put an end to this scandal." Anyway, Chief William was in charge here, and about 19 years later, the first gold rush folks came through, and this guy named Davidson asked Chief William, "Well, do you mind if I build a cabin beside your cabin?" And the chapel was just over there, and there was a few other houses of Chief William's community. And Chief William was a good-natured guy. He said, "Sure, go ahead." And when he came back from fishing in the Fraser, which is, you know, a few months later, Davidson had staked his whole area and offered him 20 bucks for the trouble. And Chief William didn't want the 20 bucks, he wanted his land. But unfortunately, the powers that be allowed the preemption to go through, and Chief William was without a place to live in this community here. Unfortunately, again, 2 years later, he died of smallpox. When the 1862 smallpox epidemic swept through the country, he died, and his son took over as the Chief William Jr. 19 years after that, the Sugarcane First Nation Reserve was set up at the other end of Williams Lake, and that is the history of this particular place.